Alright, in this video we're going to be talking about the card show we just vended at. Hi, my name is Josh. I run Monster Mod Studio with my wife Nicole. We're a small Pokemon card business where we sell Japanese and Chinese booster boxes and we vend at card shows. So, how did this one go? Well, I will preface with, as pretty standard for the Midwest, there's always like one good final like snow/blizzard in spring. So we'll get some spring weather, and then there's always some kind of wintry event. So that was happening this Sunday when the show was. So there's a threat. So there was some rain overnight and in the morning, and then the temp was starting to drop, which means, potential for, freezing rain on, and then black ice on roads and stuff like that. So luckily the temp didn't drop enough, and it's been warm enough that the ground isn't fully unthawed yet, but it definitely is starting to warm up. So weather was definitely inclement, and the snow was supposed to start around 4, which is right when the show ended, but it got like slowly pushed back until like things started at like 6. I had already driven home, and basically within maybe 15 minutes of being home, like the snow started, and then it snowed all night. So we got, I think it was like 5 to 8 inches or something like that. Winds were really high. Winds have been really high here the last like several days, so that was also a bummer. So I think that in general you could tell that the weather was kind of like scaring some people off. Definitely understandable. Don't want to get caught in a blizzard. So so the show started out pretty slow, I would say. So slow that at the end of the show, when I was talking to the coordinator and some other vendors, they got a little nervous within the first hour. So everyone just scared of getting skunked by the show and the weather, so definitely a bummer. But it did start to pick up. I think attendance overall was down. Again, I assume because weather. But people did show up, so that's what matters. I was able to sell some stuff, and definitely sold. It's weird. It was not our strongest show for sure. Again, probably because of weather, but we did sell a good amount of singles, a lot of small end stuff. We brought a lot of. We are just down on sealed stuff. Basically, I can't keep booster boxes in stock for very long, as well as with the Ninja Spinner drop that happened. Well, it happened on Friday last week, and then I got stuff shipped out, so I kind of delayed restocking on some of the older mega sets, so that way I could coordinate shipping with Ninja Spinner. So it just kind of cuts down on shipping. Otherwise, I was looking at doing it both, like doing my restock and then doing Ninja Spinner in 2 separate orders, but right now we don't have quite the capital to swing doing something like that. So, or it didn't, paying the shipping like twice, just didn't want to do that. So here's what it is. So, but now this week, it's already on its way. I'll be getting a full restock plus new boxes of Ninja Spinner. I got some orders that got to go out, so pretty excited about that. We also got for this show we brought in more figurines, so we have like those Sleepy Eevees, and which I've been noticing now we've been bringing those for the last like month or two, and ever since we started, we were the only ones bringing them to shows, and then now I see lots of vendors picked up on that. So stole the idea of bringing these extras along, but we brought some new Eevee figurines, and we brought some like Pikachu and Friend figurines as well. So just kind of expanding into some other Pokemon goodies outside of just cards. So those went like decent. Normally I sell out of Sleepy Eevees like every single show. This time not so much, but again, attendance wasn't awesome. It was good enough, but what are you gonna do? So I actually, in this show in this town that we normally go to, so I've noticed in general that the buying or the selling of cards to me and the trading to me is really low. So people will buy my stuff just straight out. So not a lot of trading in, and very little open for me to buy. I had a couple of opportunities to buy like the Charizard from Phantasmal, but just didn't have the capital to swing for it because of the huge restock I did from Japan. Some dude was selling the Dragonite SAR from Ascended, and that one I definitely wanted to make an offer on it, but he was getting lowballed by some. I mean, understandably, like he did drop from 650 down to whatever, and now he's back up to 650. So it's tough, like as a vendor, to pick that up. But I definitely would have. I think he was just asking like a little strong, and again, like it was kind of, the show wasn't going like quite well enough for me to like want to take a swing at that one. So yeah, it's definitely a cool card though. It's probably, I mean, we're not Dragonite people, but that SAR is pretty awesome. Which we did pull one if you want to see the God Pack video where we did pull the Dragonite and the Gengar. So yeah, but these in this show too, people are after very like specific cards. I've noticed where some of the other shows, especially like the small town shows, there will be a lot of people who are just looking for cards in general because they don't have access to a lot of shows. But there's a show like monthly, if not more often, in this town. So their opportunities of buying are very frequent, and so people have really like niched down into what they're after. So like for example, some woman is master setting Porygon Z, so all the Porygon Z she's after, and she's like has like one left or something like that, and she like told me what it was. It's like Porygon Z level X. It's like, yeah, I don't have that. So it's niche, you know what I mean? It's not modern, so that's that weird like kind of balance of what you keep in stock. Yeah, I could probably go track one down, as could she. You know, she knows she could hop online and go get it, but the hunt is the fun part. So yeah, I mean, if it stumbles across, like I'll definitely pick it up because I know I'll be seeing this woman again. Like she stops on my table all the time. Excuse me. But yeah, that's that thing of keeping like weird niche stuff like that will probably eventually sell to the right person, but you have to sit there and find that right person. So yeah, I have lots of niche stuff, lots of people master setting. So yeah, we sold a good amount of cards, but definitely not so much of the big ones. Not getting a lot of 151 action after the big price hike. I think people are fearing that it'll drop some more, which it might, but I kind of don't think so. I think this is just the new floor. So we already went our parabolic growth. We already come down, but it seems like it's kind of plateaued a bit. So I think it's just, this is the prices where they are at now are going to be the new like median. That would be my guess. But yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to even recollect of any like super notable deals. I mean, not really. We're just when the show was that kind of not slow, but definitely slow. I was able to, you know, meet up with some repeat customers, which is always great, and you know, they always pick some stuff up. I actually had just bought a handful of Japanese stuff, and including the Japanese Seismitoad from Black and White, and which I've had the English one before, and when I had the English one, I'm like, oh, this will sell immediately, and it didn't. It took a long time, but I eventually was able to trade that away. So I'm like, well, maybe it's just the price on that guy. But so I'm like, well, Japanese, right? Somebody who really likes this Seismitoad, who wants it like specifically for the art, might be interested in Japanese because he's like $60, so pretty affordable. So literally, I'm not even done like wrapping up the deal, and a repeat couple that gets stuff from me all the time. He's like, hey, like, oh, it's like, what are you getting in there? So I'm like, yeah, like whatever. I like lay it out, and I lay them out for him to look at while I'm finishing up the deal. He's like, oh, I'll be interested in these two. So I finish buying the cards and then immediately sell these two cards away. So awesome. I mean, that's what in and out. That's what it's all about. So yeah, good times. I mean, I will say with this show, we mostly had the gem packs left over and just a couple literally like battle partners and Inferno X so that's like the Japanese stuff. So, but the gem packs are still solid. Like I can't keep those in stock, like any of them. So we saw a little slowdown on gem pack 1 like a month ago, where we had like more of that than other things, but now it's like nothing, none of them. They all disappear, especially Gem 2, the EV one just disappeared last show. So it's just crazy. I just think it's that they're affordable, so, and they're fun to open. But yeah, it's just wild. So yeah, I mean, we'll be heading into another show this upcoming weekend. We're getting out of Iowa for this show. I think too, in general, that's what I've been observing as well, is like, because we're on the east side of Iowa, we're kind of not limited, but it's easy to hit up the same cities, the same shows, like, all the time. And this has been something I've been like pondering, is how, when do you oversaturate? So like, what's the threshold of how many shows per month and in one town would create the conditions of, the market being oversaturated? And I would say that, at this last show that we were at in that town, I could see it being like getting close to the point of being, I mean, people still buy stuff, so it doesn't matter, but like, people are after very specific things, and so having a bunch of shows with a bunch of vendors helps secure them looking for those specific things, because they're just more likely to find them. But if you don't have it, they're not gonna browse and whatever. So there's a lot of very specific cards people are after. What are you gonna do? So yeah, getting out of Iowa will definitely, I think, be a good thing. It's just get us away from, go see some other stuff, basically get in front of a whole new audience, a whole new crowd, different state. and we'll be going in with Ninja Spinner. I mean, hopefully, like, I toss it up on, it's on the website as well. So, I mean, if anybody, of course, wants to pick that up, they definitely can, and they have. So yeah, I think that, I mean, I'm sure we won't be the only people with Ninja Spinner at this show, because last time I was at this show, there was a good amount of people who had like Japanese boxes, so I definitely wasn't the only one. Whereas like in Iowa, I am often like one of two, so, which is okay. I don't mind having, I don't know, half the market share, I guess, on that. So, but in this next one, this upcoming weekend, there'll probably be a little more competition, but you just do your thing. Don't worry about what other people are doing, and we'll always just see how it goes. So I was able to secure some fun deals though. We've been doing this new thing where we just walk around and we buy like off-graded cards, so like not 10s, and basically if the price of a graded card is below raw, like, we'll pick it up for sure and add it to the PC. So was able to do that again. Pretty excited about it. Normally, like, Nicole likes to shop, and so doing card stuff is very akin to shopping, and she's very good at shopping. So, and not just like the spending money part, but she is really good at finding like super niche stuff. I don't know, she has, especially like online, she's able to like put in keywords. Like, sometimes I'm looking for something and I don't know what to like search for. She does. Like, I tell her, this is what I'm looking for, and she just plugs in keywords and is able to find it. I don't know. I can't believe I'm that old that I'm just so incompetent to be able to shop online. You would just think it'd be super obvious, but evidently not. So she's really good at it, and she's really good at like securing, a pile of options. So yeah, so shopping around at car shows is actually, she's pretty good at it. For like, she can comp cards, but like when it comes to like doing trades and whatever at percentages and stuff like that, that's like not her forte. But hunting cards though around shows, she's got that one down. So yeah, so this last show, she had to stay home with kids, and so then it was just me. So then I was able to, I got there super early, so I was able to kind of like hunt a little bit, and at the end of the show, again, it just like crashed out, just slowed down like pretty. Then it was just vendors kind of hanging out and then doing deals. I was able to kind of walk around to the other tables. I just keep mine in sight in case something happens or whatever. But so I went to the vendors by me and was able to like find some obscure graded cards that were available, so capitalize on that. Good on us. So that was like one little victory for kind of having a slower show. But yeah, Alrighty, I think that'll be it on the vendor blog for this week. Yeah, again, just not much else to share, but that happens. So take what you can and we move on to the next one. In the meantime, we do have Ninja Spinner on the website. If you guys want to check that out, we'd greatly appreciate it. monstermothstudio.com, and then link will be in the description below. Thanks again, guys.